party all around the world. We party all around the world. We party all around the world.
Welcome back to the Passport Snob channel. Last city up on our RV road trip is St. Louis, known as the gateway to the West, Mound City, and the Lou. Once a regional center of Native American Mississippian culture, St. Louis popped up as a destination to complete our triangle, to get us back to Memphis, and because neither one of us had been before. This stop, similar to Memphis, was heavy on the food, and our internet search of what to try in St. Louis is to blame, okay? We did conquer indulging in the fine delicacies of toasted raviolis, the St. Paul sandwich, Ooey Gooey butter cakes, barbecue, and St. Louis style pizza. We even squeezed in brief little visits to the Gateway Arch and City Garden.
Again, we like to seem to have dessert before our dinner. So our first tasty treat was the Ooey Gooey butter cakes from Park Avenue Coffee. This is a small, quaint coffee shop, and right now dine-in isn't available, but we didn't plan to dine in anyway. The Ooey Gooey cake is on display in cake holders. They have a lot of different flavor options, and this particular location has their flavor options written on a card. I think they may go back and forth on the options that are available, the flavor options that are available on different days. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I do know they have a lot more options available than what was shown to us on the card. The Ooey Gooey butter cake is something that I've known about for a very long time, so be sure to come back and watch our Ooey Gooey butter cake challenge, where we compare homemade Ooey Gooey butter cake to gas station Ooey Gooey butter cake and the baker's made Ooey Gooey butter cake from the Park Avenue Coffee. I personally prefer the homemade butter cake better than the Park Avenue options. So definitely check out that video so you can see our initial reactions to trying each of the different kinds of Ooey Gooey butter cake.
We then made our way to Maylee's for the St. Paul sandwich. Still in the RV, the only parking we could find to accommodate the RV was 15-minute parking directly in front of the restaurant, so we chose takeout. It seemed pretty busy, which is always a good sign, right? It's won a lot of awards for favorite Vietnamese restaurants, among others, and listed in various food publications. So starting out to a good start. The sandwich itself, it was simple yet delicious. It was an unexpected take on egg foo young. If you don't know what egg foo young is, it's literally an egg omelet or pancake, as you'll call it, with meat and vegetables inside. The ingredients of the sandwich was just the egg foo young, tomatoes, lettuce, mayo, and bread. Like a sandwich that you could make at home if you know how to make egg foo young.
Or you could just buy the egg foo young and the ingredients and make it yourself. But either way, good stuff. Our last barbecue stop, which turned out to be the best, was Salt and Smoke, another local chain. We tried the burnt ends toasted ravioli, the bestie combo, and we also had a lot of different barbecue sauces at this restaurant. So let's start with the burnt ends toasted ravioli. So we don't have a whole lot to compare it to, but we very much enjoy the barbecue spin on this ravioli. So much so that we opted not to try the traditional version that we kind of researched when we were looking up foods for St. Louis. For our entree, we had the bestie combo, which included brisket, which in our opinion was the juiciest out of all the barbecue restaurants that we tried, and it had just the right amount of fat, adding to the deliciousness. We had ribs, the best ribs also of all the barbecue places we visited on the trip, and it had a wonderful smoky flavor. This restaurant, we also again saw the bologna on the menu, but this time it wasn't just the traditional plain bologna. This one was a cheddar jalapeno bologna, which I thoroughly enjoyed because I like hot stuff. We did have a good choice of sides. The first thing that was odd but we really enjoyed was the white cheddar cracker macaroni and cheese. This mac and cheese actually had Ritz crackers in it. So it was a nice twist that we never thought of, putting Ritz crackers in macaroni and cheese, but it was really good. The coleslaw was a vinegar-based coleslaw. It was different from any coleslaw I've ever had. It almost tastes like a pickled coleslaw. So kind of, I don't know if that's like a Midwest thing where they kind of pickle cabbage and coleslaw, and they pickle whatever they can pickle. But that's what that tasted like. We also had a brisket chili. It was bland, but Kavina actually mixed it with the mac and cheese, and then she thought it was great after that. So maybe try that when you guys go, if you get the brisket chili, to mix it with your mac and cheese.
It's the salt from the Ritz crackers.
That gave it the seasoning that you needed. They also had a sweet pepper potato salad that was just okay. So not a lot to say about that. I don't know if I even recommend it, but
I don't even remember it.
And so this place actually had the most barbecue sauce options out of all the restaurants we visited, with 5 different kinds. My favorite actually happened to be the mustarina, which surprised me because I usually don't like mustard-based barbecue sauces. And then Kavina, who does usually like the mustard-based barbecue sauces, ended up liking the barbecue sauce called My Sweet Bestie. So we actually kind of did opposite of what we normally do, which was funny. As far as pandemic and what's going on and social distancing, the tables were spaced out. They had hand sanitizer at the door. The waiters and waitresses were wearing masks. And we definitely felt comfortable eating inside, even though there was outside dining available. I actually feel like the outside dining was a little close because it was on a sidewalk where people were constantly walking by. So I definitely felt better being inside than outside of this particular restaurant.
Yeah.
The food was great. We didn't eat a lot of at a lot of places in St. Louis, but I definitely would visit Salt and Smoke again. So definitely a must try when you're in St. Louis.
So this destination wasn't just food. We did get to do some things. We went to the St. Louis Ark, which it made the list because it's one of the sights to see in the U.S. It's a 630-foot monument built as a memorial, I guess you could say, or like honor to the westward expansion of the U.S. and officially dedicated to the American people. It's the world's tallest ark and tallest man-made monument in the Western Hemisphere. We didn't get to go inside, but we also didn't plan to go inside, being that social distance was a priority for us, hence we took an RV trip. There is a visitor center and observation area. The visitor center houses a museum and 2 theaters. The observation area near the top of the ark actually offer views up to 30 miles to the east of the Mississippi River in southern Illinois, with its prominent Mississippian cultural mounds, and to the west over the city of St. Louis and St. Louis County beyond. Not going inside didn't take away from the experience of seeing the ark, which is seen by over 4 million people annually.
We also had a chance to take in the wonderful views at the 3-acre urban oasis city garden, featuring modern and contemporary sculptures, lush landscape, reflecting pools, and a cafe and playful spray plaza. The spray plaza was not on and the cafe was closed, more than likely due to COVID. Another free activity on the itinerary, checked off. This was very relaxing and inviting environment where you could just chill and take in what's around you, alone or with company. There are even little bunny rabbits running around if you can spot one. There is free parking available around the garden on the weekend.
Again, free. Running out of time at the end of the trip, we opted to have our Emo's Pizza delivered to the hotel. Emo's is a local chain that popped up as we were on our hunt for St. Louis style pizza. We could not leave without it. I didn't know what to expect, honestly. I didn't know that it was thin crust or that it was cut into squares, which I don't think I necessarily cared about the squares, but the pizza was amazing.
Oh my God, yes.
The cheese was mixed with cheddar, Swiss, and provolone. It was the right temperature when it arrived to us. It had the right crunchiness to it. Hands down, every time, whenever I would go back to St. Louis, or anytime that I would go, I will definitely order the St. Louis style pizza from Emo's.
I'll be aware though, because when we did our research, it said you'd either love it or you hate it. We absolutely loved it.
Yep.
So beware, if you hate it, don't blame us.
No. And it'll be because of the cheese.
One thing that stood out about St. Louis, or at least the destinations we chose, they weren't very RV friendly. So just keep that in mind. If you decide to do an RV trip like us and you go to St. Louis, you may not find the best parking spots. Even though we didn't stay in St. Louis very long, it was a very enjoyable experience, and we definitely recommend trying some of the foods that St. Louis is known for. We hope you enjoyed this video. We hope you'll take a visit to St. Louis, and as always, follow us on your social media platform of choice for cultural experiences and more. And for more content on tips, tricks, reviews, and hacks, hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, like, and share. Until next time, guys, we'll see you later.